Okay, we had some issues last week, load balancing between two jboss servers. So this week, I'm going to follow this documentation from Red Hat, the maker of jboss and CentOS. It explains how to load balance between two servers. So the first step is I'm going to bring up our three servers. The first one will be the jboss master server. So SSH class at 172.16.42.25. So we're logged in there. Then I'm going to open another terminal for the slave. So we SSH class at 172.16.42.60 clinic 1. So we are logged in now. So we'll start our jboss servers. So we'll go to jboss directory, cd jboss, cd domain ls. We don't have to go into the domain folder. We just go into the bin folder and start domain.sh. Then we'll do the same thing for the slave. Go to jboss folder, go into bin, and start this instance of jboss. I made a mistake. I'm supposed to, we're seeing these errors because it's having some permission issues. So we're supposed to switch to root first before we start the domain.xml, domain.sh, sorry. So I'm going to shut down this server. I'm going to shut this one down as well. So we're going to log in as a root. Then start the server domain. You can observe that the error messages are not popping up anymore. So it seems our servers are up. So, and to test it, we'll bring up the web browser, and then we'll just test the master. It shows us the time, and if you test the, we change the IP address to the slave 60, and it shows us the time too. So if you look at this terminal, you can see that anytime it brings up the web page, it will tell you evaluating date now. Evaluating date now. So anytime it gets a request, it goes to the terminal. So you can see that it's like our slave now just received another request. So let me size this so you can see properly. So for the slave now, if I refresh this, you can see. So now would like to log in to the Apache server. It's running on another server which has the IP address SSH class at 172.16.42.48. Enter the password. Login as root. So now, if you follow the documentation, you have to go to the etc directory, cd httpd ls cd configuration, then ls, then you make changes to the httpd config to point to this external file. The external file is called modejk.configuration. we're still going to look into what's in that file very soon. Let me pipe this to less. So if you look at this file, you see this entry there that refers to the mode JK configuration. I think I've passed it. Okay, this entry. So that means we are including the mode JK configuration. So it's going to read the entry in this file. So let's break. Let's see what's in the mode JK configuration. Cat mode JK configuration, pipe it to less. You can see this entry. The most important entry in this file is this workers.properties. In this workers.properties, you define the IP addresses of the servers that you are load balancing. So let's look into these workers.properties. Cat workers.properties. And in this workers.properties, you can see the IP addresses of the two servers that is running jboss. The first server, which is the master server, is 172.16.42.25, and the other server is 172.16.42.60. Then you can see the connection type, which is we are using the HJP, and the port that is using to connect. Then you can see the sticky session, it's 1. That means that if a user should connect and for the first time and it's connected to 25, any other subsequent request will come to this 25. Then the load factor, I mean, if you want each servers to take equal number of requests, you can set them to the same factor. So let's start Apache load balancing now. So we use the service command httpd start. It's startup. So the Apache load balancing server has started up. So let's test it to see how its load balance is between two servers. So I'm going to bring my my two jboss servers, so you can see as I'm loading the web page. So this is the master and this is the client, and this is the slave. So let's enter the IP address of the Apache load balancing server, which is 172.16.42.48. Then cluster demo. Enter. Okay, so I'm not really sure which server responded, so let's do it again. Refresh. Refresh, it takes some time. Refresh. You can see the request came to this server. Let's refresh again. Refresh again. Refresh. The request comes here. 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 Refresh. Refresh. The request comes here. Refresh. The request comes here. So that's the job of a load balancer. It's like a traffic. It's like a supervisor. When a call comes in, it selects a server that will handle the request. If we keep on refreshing, it keeps on splitting the work among these two servers. Thank you very much. If you have any question, just contact me.